Have you ever considered the battlefield of your mind? It's a concept that might seem abstract at first, but let's delve into it. According to Ephesians 6:12, our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. This suggests that our minds are indeed a battlefield, a theater of spiritual warfare. Our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, they are not just fleeting notions, they are the very weapons and shields we wield in this unseen battle. These thoughts, these mental constructs, they shape our reality. They can either fortify us or leave us vulnerable. Our minds, then, are not just a passive landscape. They are an active, dynamic realm where victories and defeats are determined every day. The mind, then, is the first line of defense in our spiritual journey. Paul implores us in Romans 12:2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This divine counsel holds the key to liberation from the shackles of worldly patterns that often entangle us. But what does it mean to renew your mind? It's a process, an inner revolution, an overhaul of thought patterns, attitudes, and perspectives. It's about replacing the old, worn-out worldly thoughts with fresh, vibrant, and life-giving divine thoughts. And why is this mind renewal so vital? Because transformation, my friends, is not an external alteration. It's not about changing your clothes, your address, or even your circumstances. It's an inside job. The journey from conformity to transformation is a journey inward. It involves breaking free from the mold, the stereotypes, the expectations, and the limitations that the world imposes. It's about becoming a unique reflection of divine wisdom and love. Our transformation begins in the mind. In 2 Timothy 1:7, we are reminded, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." This scripture is a profound reminder that fear is not of divine origin. It's an artificial construct that our minds create, often hindering us from living to our full potential. God, in His infinite wisdom and boundless love, equips us with the tools we need to overcome these mental battles. He grants us the spirit of power, enabling us to face challenges head-on, to persevere through trials, and to triumph over our fears. He bestows upon us the spirit of love, urging us to extend kindness and empathy towards others, even when we ourselves are in the throes of struggle. And He provides us with a sound mind, a fortress of rationality and peace amidst the tumultuous battlefield of our thoughts. Fear has no place in a mind governed by the Spirit of God. Paul instructs us in 2 Corinthians 10:5 to demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. This directive from Paul is a powerful tool in our arsenal. It's about asserting control over our thoughts, about not letting them run wild, but instead capturing them. Imagine each thought as a wild horse, running rampant. The act of capturing them is like taming these horses, guiding them, directing their energy towards a purpose. And that purpose is obedience to Christ. This doesn't mean suppressing thoughts, but rather transforming them, aligning them with the teachings of Christ. By doing this, we are not just passive observers in the battlefield of our minds. We become active participants, warriors. We take up arms, and our thoughts, once untamed and wild, become our allies, our weapons. Our thoughts, when aligned with Christ, become our greatest weapon against spiritual warfare. Philippians 4:8 urges us to focus our minds on whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable. This divine counsel is a powerful weapon in the battlefield of the mind. It invites us to fill our thoughts with things that are worthy of praise, things that inspire and uplift. This godly focus acts as a shield, protecting us from negativity and fear. When we focus our minds on the positive and godly, we fortify our mental defenses. A mind filled with goodness leaves no room for spiritual warfare. In Romans 8:31, we are reassured, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" This profound verse reminds us that in our spiritual journey we are not alone. God's unwavering support is always there, providing us with the courage to confront the battles within our minds. Knowing this, we can face any internal conflict with confidence, secure in the knowledge that God's support is steadfast. This understanding empowers us, giving us the strength to triumph over our mental struggles. With God on our side, the victory of the mind is assured.